Night of the Living podcast is always ad-free for patrons at patreon.com/NOTLP.
We're back with Supernatural Horror at Night of the Living podcast.
Boo!
Spooky. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Hi, Andy.
Hi.
I'm Freddy.
Yes, you are.
In Supernatural Horror, Andy he wanted to find the most hardcore, scary.
I went super basic. When you say supernatural, I'll go straight to ghosts.
Because it's called Ghost.
Yeah. So I was like, why would you ghost?
If we did television shows,
Ghost.
you would say,
Yeah,
let's
Ghost.
watch Supernatural.
Oh, yeah.
But you are the most basic of that when it comes to movies. I get it.
But I genuinely do love Ghost, the
Yeah,
movie.
I do too. And there's an argument that it's not a horror movie, but I like the big tent horror. It has ghosts in it. And
It has enough horror in it to be considered
Yeah.
supernatural.
Yeah,
to fit in the
I
category.
think so too. For some reason, IMDb doesn't. They don't put horror on it at all, which I think is some bullshit.
Ghost is for
Because
sure.
I mean, I can
the
see
demon, the little scary black thing show
Yeah,
up.
I mean, I can see it can be argued that it's not horror, but
Yeah.
who cares? It's our show.
Right.
Why would anyone care to argue that?
It's such
There's
a
so many
it's
other good things to
It's
argue
hair
about.
splitting to not put this in horror because it's
Yes.
you're like it has ghosts and it has a medium character and it has evil spirits in it.
Yeah, it's all the
It's got those tropes and it's got gore, a little
Yeah.
bit of gore.
It's a thriller.
It's a thriller.
Got
yeah.
intrigue.
Yeah.
mystery twists.
It's got Demi Moore.
But we'll get there.
It's got a horrific love scene.
Yeah, it's got that.
It's got Elsa's attention right now. Sorry about the dog bark.
Yeah, it's got Whoopi. We didn't even say that.
Yep.
Guinan. That's her name, right?
Guinan from Star Trek.
That was the coolest thing you've ever
Yeah.
done, Andy. Is know that.
What is she? What is Guinan?
She's an alien.
But she looks normal.
Yeah, she's an alien. A lot of aliens look like you or me.
Is there anything underneath that big hat she wears?
Her head shaped just like it underneath.
So that's what makes her alien.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
tends bar too.
Oh,
Star Trek
That's
references.
the profession that an ageless
she's
extraterrestrial.
how old is she on the show?
They never say, right?
Many.
Like
I don't remember.
She's like ancient.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think. I'm not the biggest Trekkie. I
She
love
must-
Star Trek.
She must be the best bartender in the galaxy. She's been.
You know every drink.
Yeah, she's been bartending that long.
Yeah, when you think about it, you got to be right. Unless she has a pot-addled brain. You know.
Or maybe it's just her newest profession because she got bored with all the other ones that she did in her long life.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's probably it.
You know, I was thinking watching this week's main attraction how much it reminded me of the Twilight Zone. And I don't know if it's because I'm watching the Twilight Zone again with Joe for the Zoned Out thing we're doing on Patreon, or this really does feel like an episode of the Twilight Zone.
It does because it's like, oh wait, I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's very Twilight, like a ironic twist. type
Everything's
thing.
normal in the
Yeah.
beginning and then he's just suddenly dead. But we'll get to that. But yeah, thank you. I wasn't just imagining that. It's got the vibe. I could have heard the narration, you know.
He's just reading those vibes.
Yeah.
Or no, if it was Twilight Zone era, they'd also be dead. He's the only one alive.
At the end. Yeah.
You know that thing where Rod Serling will walk out and he'll do the next up on the Twilight Zone, but he's got a cigarette in his hand and it's like so ingrained, but nobody even says he couldn't stop for long enough
Yeah.
to say these 10 words.
He loves cigarettes.
Well, were they sponsored by a cigarette company?
Probably.
At some point they may have been. I'm not sure.
Probably. Anyway,
That man loved to smoke though.
it really, really bothered me. He couldn't stop
Yeah.
for 10 minutes.
You would think he was addicted or something.
You know?
Weird.
Weird, very weird.
Yeah.
It's not weird.
I wonder what his suit smelled like. Like a whole lot of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Or somehow still good.
You never know.
Somehow he had the right cologne that counteract the tobacco.
Let's go
the
with
old
that.
tobacco. Yeah.
Probably like tobacco and was that hair product Dippy Doo?
Dippity doo. It's just tobacco and dippity doo, signature scent.
Yeah. And whiskey, probably.
A little whiskey. Most likely. It was 1960 there drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else for the top of the show you guys want to talk about? The world or?
The world's on fire.
Andy tried Phasmophobia for the first
Oh,
time.
yeah.
That's a better thing the world had.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was expecting to be scared because you guys were
I expected
hyping
you
up
to
so much. But I was
faint.
just so like, oh, look at that. It was more.
Are you losing it? Are you losing your ability to
tickle my whimsy bone.
Good.
Because I was like, oh, look, you can hear things.
Isn't that fun?
And hear ghosties.
You can, look at that. It's a ghost handprint. I was like, oh.
Yeah. it's a
We're
good time.
enamored with this game, Phasmophobia.
I'm surprised how much we like. I thought it was going to be a one and done because it kind of looked complicated at first.
It is complicated.
And it kind of is, but then when you get down to it, you're just kind of like experiencing a haunted house.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's because I was playing with all my friends in the room and lights were on.
You're pretty
and-
safe.
But like maybe if I was playing by myself in a dark room,
Yeah, might be
it would be
spookier.
more effective. But I was like, oh, fun. Isn't that cute?
It is
I
fun.
can never tell what this boy is going to do.
And when you play in multiplayer, when you see the other characters, it's hilarious because they don't move normal. Their arms are like pinned to their sides and they kind of hunch over. So then that kind of also lightens the mood a little bit when it gets too scary.
We're playing some of that tonight with some friends.
Yeah, I think so.
Shall be good.
Should be. We do
right.
the switcheroo between Phasmophobia and Baldur's Gate. It's Monday night, Xbox night.
Yeah.
I love it. Turn out lights, it's the main attraction. I'm so happy you picked this, Andy, because I don't know if I would have revisited it otherwise.
No, I'm glad you guys enjoyed your revisit.
Yeah,
From what I can tell, at least.
Yeah.
I watched it with different eyes this time. I was like, I get it. I know exactly what's going to happen, what the beats are. And I watched it to like how good the acting really was.
Yeah. It's great.
Was it nominated for
Best
things?
Picture.
Best Picture?
And Whoopi Goldberg won Best Supporting Actress.
She did? Okay. Awesome.
Very well deserved.
I bet you that's another reason it doesn't have the horror category tag to it.
Because it's an Oscar bait movie.
Yeah.
But it's got horror cred because Tony Goodwin,
Yeah.
he was in my favorite Friday the 13th,
Oh, yeah.
Part 6.
Yeah.
He was a victim.
He was in a very small part in
Yeah.
the beginning.
Great.
He got speared, right?
But he was in the Volkswagen with his girlfriend, and they were traveling to Camp Crystal Lake, and they just come across Jason in the woods.
Yeah.
Why a Volkswagen Bug is driving in the woods, I don't know why.
Just cause,
Take
man.
that thing off-roading.
But he was a jerk in that too.
Yeah, he played a good jerk.
An excellent jerk. Like
Yeah.
there's no way that they were ever gonna make you think. There was no way they were gonna fake you out, even though they tried to.
Yeah.
They tried to fake you out,
And
but he just
has a
oozes.
sleazy quality about him.
Yeah.
He
You don't think he
oozes that.
passes as a concerned friend in the first part of the movie?
No,
Huh.
there's already something.
Yeah. I mean, he is sleazy. Like, once he's
But
turned, you're
I
like, of
already
course.
know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen, so I am biased, of course, and I
Yeah. I wonder.
read on
like,
it this time.
I was trying to put myself in the position of the first time I saw
He's
it.
got
It's
broccoli
hard.
head
Yeah.
before broccoli head was a thing.
Mm-hmm. He's James Spadery. His
Broccoli hair.
personality, kind of.
Yeah.
He would be a tech bro right now,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He gives off Bitcoin.
or finance bro.
He tried to cheer up by playing Joe Rogan for her. It's entertaining, but it's also good advice.
And what a lucky woman, huh? Demi Moore is in this movie. Has two good-looking guys chasing after her,
The way this movie just wants you to pant all over the men folk in it.
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
to see them on display for a change.
It's, for a change, it's not the woman that's constantly,
Yeah,
half naked or something. It's the dudes in this one for
Yeah.
sure.
right off the bat too. They're
Starts that way.
they're demolitioning a apartment shirtless, which got me kind of bothered. Not because they're good looking, it's because like that's just stupid not to wear like safety equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be wearing goggles.
I thought you meant hot and bothered.
No, I was just watching them
cold
do it.
and
I saw
bothered.
itchy.
Like a Diet Coke commercial.
They were just covered
Asbestos
in
everywhere.
old dust and
Yeah.
debris. I was like, put a shirt on, please,
You should be
bo-
wearing long sleeves.
for safety's sake.
And Demi Moore is like wearing her baggiest set of overall or
Again,
like
that would
overalls
catch
and,
so much dust
Yeah.
and dirt.
and she's like cutting my hair like I want to look like I'm a hero and a page
I
boy.
have
Isn't that what it's
such
called?
A visceral reaction to the pixie haircut
Or pixie?
on women.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I despise it.
Somebody with one did something bad to
I guess so.
Yeah.
That has to be it, right? Because
sure
I
of
just
it.
I see it and I'm just so ugh.
you. Isn't that what we all do? Like we meet one person that has a certain defining characteristic, the thing that stands out, and you're like, everybody with that thing sucks.
Yeah.
Is it because the patriarchy did this to you that we're
Yeah.
attuned to think that women have to have long hair?
Oh yeah, no, it's for sure that.
Is she a potter?
Yeah.
For real? Like that's her
She
job
artist.
in artist in
Yeah.
the movie?
Yeah,
I
she
couldn't-
talks about
Yeah.
selling or
Oh, that's
having
right.
Yeah,
items
she has a
in
gallery showing coming up.
Thank you. I don't know why that detail kind of slipped out.
I mean, the
me.
fact that that most famous scene from Ghost has a big pottery wheel
that
slip by
not-
you.
Well, I wasn't sure if she was a hobbyist or a professional.
Who has that in their home if
'Cause
they're
then
a hobbyist?
It feels like very much of the 80s and 90s where someone is a potter for a living and they do very well at it and they make a lot of money and they live somewhere that, you know,
Is it because it's such a foreign concept to you because you don't know any potters?
I don't know any potters that can afford a
don't.
place like, you know, a big place who aren't already like have money. Pottery, I can't see making that much money at pottery. I don't know, maybe. I'm sure there's artists out there that are raking it in. But it seems like in the movies there's a lot of them. There's a whole lot.
yeah.
Well, movies aren't real, too, Freddy.
I know they're not.
Well, there's only so many professions
right.
that women have in movies.
And it's usually a women.
Artist,
Yeah. You remember the
journalist.
Jaws 4? She was sculpting like metal or something.
I don't remember Jaws 4. What was Jaws 4?
The Revenge.
Oh, where the
Shark follows them down to
down
the
into
Caribbean.
the.
I thought
okay.
that was 2.
No.
Oh, okay.
2's the one where Amity is struggling to get back on track after the events of Jaws, and they're having another.
4 is the one with
it's just
Michael Caine, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you're doing good.
We did it, guys.
So back to Ghost. We're not talking about Jaws now.
There's a scene Freddie pointed out. It was kind of funny where to show the friendship between the two characters, between Patrick Swayze and Tony Goldwyn, the elevator scene where they start playing this little improv game with each other to fuck with everyone else on the elevator. So they're coughing and talking about being infectious and blah, blah, blah. And Freddie's like, that would not play nowadays.
Nobody
Well,
wants that
That's
joke.
not funny
Not-
anymore. That's just mean.
The fact that they were talking about rashes on genitals and making it to seem like a sexual thing, I feel that is a HR complaint right away.
Yes, that too.
Oh, there's all kinds of problems
Yeah.
going on here. And you're also like, you're grown
HIPAA.
fucking men. You're grown men.
Although
We've done stupid
Patrick
shit like
Swayze,
that.
like with his little business suit and like little business briefcase, is kind of funny because
Yeah.
he's just not that guy. to
Is he
me.
too pretty to be smart?
Yeah, not that. He's just not that guy.
You
He just
expect him to
doesn't.
be dancing.
He's
Yeah.
not like Tony Goldwyn versus Patrick Swayze. Those are two different kinds of people. You know what I
Sorry
Yeah, I
to all
get
the pity finance bros out there.
mean? No one believes in you. Sorry, it's Patrick Swayze's fault.
Do you think Patrick Swayze, you think of him more as playing a farmer or a guy who's good with horses,
Yeah,
but better with children?
works with his hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the kind of guy, Patrick Swayze. We
What a
expect
great
to
guy.
play.
R.I.P. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, do people know the story of
Yeah,
Ghost?
I don't
we
think
don't
we
do
need
it
to-
to synopsize, do we? It's a really famous movie. but-
Girl loses boy. Boy comes back as ghost. Boy starts investigation into his own murder with the help of medium. All takes place in New York.
turns out his friend did it.
Yep. For
Done.
some mysterious offshore account.
For some drug dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so the movie is called Ghost, and I'm sure I don't remember what the marketing campaign was. How much you knew about what was going to happen in the movie, but it feels like the movie knows he's gonna die.
Yeah, because it feels like they're
They put
putting
him
him in those dangerous situations.
in little dangerous situations in the beginning before he actually does die. They with the statue. There was something else I can't remember, but there were a couple of moments where they put him in dangerous situations, and you're like, "Is it?" And that's kind of how the movie's playing with you.
Like Hot Tub Time Machine with one arm, Crispin Glover.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
sure.
You know he's going to lose the arm at any moment,
Yeah.
so they're constantly playing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you knew he was going to be a ghost. I remember seeing this and going, "Oh,
Yeah.
he's a ghost in this."
I mean, one of the posters, they're like have an ethereal glow on about them.
Yeah.
They're in their embrace, so you know that one of them's gonna die.
Yeah.
It was a very Batman's parents kind of way to die too. Just shot on a street, a wet street.
A wet
Where
street.
nobody else is around.
Yeah. The screaming to the sky scenario.
So it has to be a wet street you get shot dead on, right?
Do you
It
know
can't
why
be
they do
dry.
that? Do you know why they do that? Because it makes it look better on camera. It
It's
makes
more
the street
cinematic.
Yeah, it
look
looks
better.
way better.
So they always wet the road. So there's always going to be a wet street in a movie or a TV show because that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
It's great. Yeah, I like the little shiny reflections. Of
So,
the lights.
so by your reasoning, people are more likely to be shot in the rainy season.
Yes,
In movies.
in movies. And TV
In the
shows.
realm of fantasy.
So we're not applying that to real life.
No, you're okay.
Okay.
Was this Giuliani's New York City? 'Cause there's a little bit of that like white fear of like a brown person's gonna come and try to take something from me or kill me.
Because that's the kind of person that he hires to kill him.
Yeah.
And it was like
Yeah, central casting crowd.
it's like the beginning of
The
gentrification.
the big city. This is what happens in the big city.
Yeah.
They
If
get this-
you're
No one will bat an eye at it.
yeah.
yeah.
They won't even investigate it properly because it's just New York.
They sure didn't, did they? Anyway, I thought that was like an interesting angle I saw.
Fuck
this
Giuliani.
time. Fuck Giuliani. All the way.
Giuliani costed us
Off the planet.
Patrick Swayze's life.
He costed us that.
He costed it. I did a costed analysis of it. It's bad.
Oh, you looked up this is the same guy who wrote Deadly Friend.
Yeah, the writer of this wrote Deadly Friend, and he also wrote. There
He
was
wrote like
another
good
one.
stuff too.
So he has
Deadly
a
Friend.
spotty record then.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, it's funny to me that this is what Jerry Zucker directed this, who directed Airplane and Police Squad and all that stuff. But yeah, Bruce Joel Rubin, he also wrote Deep Impact and Stuart Little too, and Jacob's Ladder. He's all over the goddamn place.
Yep. Good for him. He has range.
Whatever happened to the writer of Stuart Little?
The original Stuart
Yeah.
Little. Yeah, what happened to him? Did you know that there is a remake of Ghost from 2010 that I think this is Korean? I'm pretty sure it's Korean.
Okay. If
It's
you
called
say so.
Ghost.
Back to the movie, if we could.
The original Ghost.
The original Ghost.
Not the
The
Japanese
supposed,
/ Korean.
the supposed
remake.
Korean remake.
Yeah.
So you got the whole white light thing
Mm-hmm.
with the like sounds. But he's like, no, my dead body and my girlfriend.
Yeah, they call that getting sucked off on Ghosts. It's hilarious.
Is that true, or are you making a joke?
No, that's real.
Okay.
On Ghosts, that's what they call it. When you die, if you go to heaven, you get sucked off.
Oh, and this movie is one of the reasons I still believe in God.
Right? Because this is how you want it to be.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because it scares me
Oh.
Yeah.
to think that
The shadows will come for you.
and drag me to hell.
That would be bad.
Have you done anything that bad that you're worried
I don't
about?
know. I don't know what the metric is to get to heaven.
I feel like you're okay, Andy. Unless there's some deep dark secret you've kept from me.
All
all
the
these
baking
years.
Not
you
that I
do.
know of, but
All
like
right.
I don't
You've
know
earned your way.
what the bar is.
You're not the Cincinnati Strangler,
Yeah.
are you?
We'll find out when I die.
We go through your things.
We'll find find out when I die.
The murders suddenly stop.
Yeah.
Or you could say, no, I'm not.
Is there a Cincinnati
now
Strangler?
I'm worried.
Anyway,
Not anymore. There isn't.
But this, like
Oh,
I
I'm
said, like
scared.
this had such an imprint on my mind. Like
Right.
I'm afraid to die.
Yeah.
So either you get the white light or you get the black shadows that slurp up on you
Yeah.
and then take you down into hell screaming.
You think about it, this has a lot in common with Enter the Void. It's like a much kid glove version of Enter the Void.
Sure.
It's like cotton candy scented version.
It's basically Enter the Void just remade Ghost.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot less incest though.
Yeah, a lot less. A heap ton less.
Yeah, that was an add-on I wasn't into.
They should have had Whoopi's reprise her role as Oda May. Is that right?
Mhm.
In Enter the Void. That would have made that movie pushed it right over the edge of the greatest thing.
It's like, what's this black medium doing in Japan?
She's on vacation.
Whatever. So you figure out, you get this opportunity to stick around if you want on Earth. If you have like unfinished business of a sort,
That's how it always goes. Unfinished business.
you can stick around. I thought it was cute that the old man at the hospital
Yeah.
was waiting for his wife.
I thought it was real sweet.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
But then does he just decide I can go to heaven now?
You mean because he disappeared?
His
No, like-
unfinished business is finished.
His wife? Okay.
His wife died.
So
he's
the
ready
only
to
reason
go.
he's sticking around is waiting for his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what was
So you can show
Vincent-
her the way.
Then what was Vincent Cavelli's? That's the name, right?
His, they never said what his was. I think he was mentally ill.
I think he just wasn't. Yeah, he didn't want to go.
Yeah, the character.
Yeah.
I think he'd been like maybe homeless and possibly
No, I'm just saying,
pushed
like if you can
around.
decide when you go to heaven, then why doesn't he just end his suffering?
Well, I don't think you decide. I think if it's unresolved, it's unresolved.
Yeah.
You don't say I resolved it. If it's not something you feel in your soul, then it's
Okay.
not resolved.
Them's the rules.
Yeah.
I don't make them up. Except that's what these are.
And
They're
that's
all made
another
up.
thing I like the movie establishes, the rules of being a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
It
Which-
makes a lot of sense that he
What-
also wrote Jacob's Ladder too.
But some of them are kind of undefined though. I don't what happens if you stay within an object too long?
Oh yeah, because his whole body started to turn the
Yeah, 'cause
color of the object.
like when he's trying to slip through a door and he's like hesitant and he goes halfway,
He gets a little of the paint.
and then he gets the color of the door, like, and you see kind of like the molecules of the door melding with his body. Like if he stays in that door too long, will he just be stuck or something?
He will just become door.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He'll be half door.
Door, ghost, ghost, door.
This is what, 2 years after Beetlejuice, maybe? Something like that.
Yeah, this was 90. I think Beetlejuice was 88.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do feel like we were getting a lot of fun takes on the afterlife around this time.
Well, I remember at the same time, like Unsolved Mysteries had a lot of like afterlife things going on.
Oh, near death
segments,
experience. Yeah. You'd see that on like Rescue 911 type shows too. And then they trot some kid out who supposedly like saw Jesus or something and do the talk show circuit. Fell out of a barn loft. Was unconscious for 60 days. Said he was with Jesus the whole time.
But like I said, like I like how they established the rules, but like I need some more clarification on some of them.
Well, sure. Like why does he like pass through all physical things except the ground?
Yeah.
How can he sit in a chair?
I like how Vincent Schiavelli, they called him Subway Ghost, I think is
Yeah.
the name of the character. And like that he's like, you don't get it, do you? You're not really on the floor there. He said, none of this is really you. You don't really exist. This is just the only way you understand to see yourself.
You are only your mind. You are simply your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And you create by woo.
Do you get the impression that he was kind of like they kind of say that he died on the rails, right?
Yeah.
Like he was, and if he was like, I didn't jump, I was pushed, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so he's bitter. He's a bitter
That's what he's
ghost.
probably
That's the
unresolved. He
yeah.
thinks he's murdered, so he has to somehow.
Figure out who
Maybe
did
find
it.
out who pushed him.
Right.
I want a whole spinoff about Subway Ghosts.
Subway Ghost. So how okay, so we all know the story, so we're all super up on it and biased and whatever. But how obvious do you feel the twist was?
That it was his buddy?
Yeah.
A
Somehow
little bit.
involved.
Like there is some clues in the beginning where you show Carl's always obsessed with money.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a scene where they're moving in and Carl says like, "Hey guys," and Molly's like, "Did you invite him?"
Right.
So I get this
Oh yeah, I didn't
feeling
catch
that like there's a little bit of tension going on.
Right.
Then he's not all on the up and up with everybody.
Okay.
She already doesn't like him.
A little bit. That's what I
Yeah.
get the feeling.
Ah, I the first time I saw it, I do remember being shocked, but I
Yeah.
was a kid.
Yeah.
I was probably 12.
If it came out in 90, I was 10. Yeah. You were 12.
So like,
I mean, yeah, looking
it
back
was a
on
big
it,
twist.
like we're looking back on it from seeing it, but like there were clues maybe.
Right. So he's stolen $4 million.
But it was from an account that didn't. It was a glitch.
He had created the
Yeah,
glitch.
he created the glitch.
Yeah. So he was somehow siphoning money off into these accounts, and then he was supposed to get all of the money back
Okay.
together.
I thought it was just a computer glitch.
multiple accounts to one account
Okay.
to one drug dealer.
And they never specify like what the trouble is he got into with the drug dealer that now has him doing.
He's
this,
got
right?
major cocaine energy, so that's where I'm going.
$4 million
first.
in cocaine.
4 million is that's what I was thinking. I was
Well,
like,
no,
wow.
he's stolen this money on behalf of him. He gets 80,000 of it. They have to have something on him to make him
Yeah.
do it.
He's only going to
Oh.
give him 80 grand.
For 80 grand, he gets his friend killed.
Well, this is and also the specter of being killed too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He didn't just do it for the money. They were going to kill him otherwise.
Yeah. It's very Ozark.
Very. Looking at
I
my
mean, it's
notes
not
here.
the best reason to kill somebody to get your best friend killed, but it's better than $80,000.
Yeah. 4 million.
Yeah.
Is a sight more. That
Stephen
goes- yeah.
Stephen Root shows up
Yeah, that
with
was
a brief moment as a detective who has no interest in really anything she's trying to say
I mean-
about Oda Mae Brown.
Kind of understandable.
Yeah, but the police were less than helpful.
Mhm.
We'll just put it there in this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, Whoopi's performance was friggin' incredible.
Yeah, she's really funny in this.
She is so fucking funny. I love how expressive her face can be. She really, I don't know. I love her.
And
Always have.
I like how they have to act pretending that he's not in the room. I
Yeah.
feel that's kind of
Yeah.
that might be a
Yeah.
little difficult.
Because you're trying not to look at them,
Yeah.
even though you're speaking with that actor.
They even go so far as to one point when it's Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze interacting with each other that they clearly used a green screen, so they weren't even in the same space and they were trying to touch hands. Remember
Right.
that looked like that was filmed two separate
Well, of
elements,
course.
right?
Yeah.
So like it is an interesting thing. Like when you later on you get to the Sixth Sense, how they handled it versus this.
And I love the chemistry between Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh my God,
and
it's so funny.
Even though like they're ostensibly they're not in the same room, and it's just the voice,
Yeah,
and like that's just really good acting to play off each other like that.
yeah. I think it helps that Whoopi is so broad.
Yeah,
That whole Rita Miller scene when he sends her in to steal the money away
That's really great.
from start to finish was so fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
I like what she gave advice. She's like, I signed the wrong name.
and gas. I get a little gas from time to time. Like no, like anytime she's on screen, you just wanted her to be back on screen. some more,
know.
you what I
Yeah.
mean?
Definitely.
I mean, it's a great movie without but it's better when she's on screen.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Jumpin' Jack Flash?
No.
It's really good. I mean, I like it a lot. I don't know how it's aged, but we should watch it. It's a lot of Whoopi. Whole lot of Whoopi.
Heard she makes great pies.
I would love a Whoopi pie.
I think you're supposed to be like, wow, they're going to give all that money to those sweet little nuns. But all I could think of was, wow, they just gave all that money to the fucking lioness full of child predators Catholic church.
It's
Yeah.
going right to their settlement
slush
fund.
Yeah, to pay off
Doesn't
altar
show
boys
how
and their
the
families.
perception has changed.
I know, right? I was not pleased to see that. I was like, don't give it to the Catholics. I'm sorry if you're Catholic. I mean, I guess I'm not, or I wouldn't have said it.
She's gonna donate them to a house of drag queens.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
$4 million.
It's the bad Catholics. Oh, talk about how they made that sound for the shadows.
Oh,
Did you look this up and it was cracking me
They
up?
slowed down babies,
You mean
crying
the
babies.
the shadow people that drag you to hell?
Yeah, the sound is they recorded newborns crying, then they slowed it down and reversed it.
Oh, like Missy Elliott.
Yeah, flip it and reverse it. And that's it. I think it's pretty creepy. Again, another check in the horror column are those sounding things. Silent Hill adjacent.
Yeah, definitely.
I like how they heard crying babies and they thought, that sounds like hell.
Reasonable.
I felt
yeah.
what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just wanted to say I think it'd be really interesting to watch all the Jerry Zucker, or not Jerry Zucker, but the writer, watch his different takes on these same themes in Jacob's Ladder and this. The
Life After
tone's
Death.
so different.
Yeah. I felt that Molly is a little flaky. Molly should have. I'm sorry, but Oda Mae had a lot of good information to give you. How in the hell would this woman know any of this? Molly took too long to believe, and I stand in that truth.
I mean, I get it.
I don't.
She's Carl convinces her that, you're in a vulnerable position. The cop has the same thing, like they prey
Yeah.
on people that are going through something right now, and they're probably more susceptible to these things.
I guess it was reasonable, but it still pissed me off how long it took her.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say, there were points in the movie where it's like, this could have been handled so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Swayze, you're a ghost. You can just travel and control objects. You can just write down, Carl killed me to the police. Investigate this.
right in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, they'd be like Abbott Costello then.
I know that, bad choices are important to make a movie, and horror movie especially, because you have to suspend your disbelief.
So this is definitely a horror movie.
Because
People make weird choices.
Because they make bad choices. Could be comedy. It's the same reason.
That's true.
And I feel like after Patrick Swayze was killed, and Carl still needs to get his address book with the codes in it. You didn't need your Willie to go back and get the code thing.
Willie.
You could have just said, "Hey, Molly, there's some things in that address book
Exactly.
for work I need. Do you mind if I get it for you?"
She'd have been like, yeah, whatever.
Like
she's flaky.
She has no idea that there's important information in that.
Yeah,
thing.
he could have just totally blasted past all of her defenses easily.
And also when he literally had it in his hands and he's about to throw this out, and then she's like, "No, I'll save it," and throws it back in like this keepsake box. You could have just, when she's not
said
looking,
anything,
just go back and taken it right then and there.
Or just kept your mouth shut to begin with.
Yeah. Just walk out with it. Put it in your pocket.
solved.
No, he tried that.
No
'cause
movie. Thank you very
He
much.
was taking stuff out, and she'd say, "Oh wait, not that." But when that plan didn't work, he just said, "Oh wait, can I get that back? Because I need those numbers from work."
You know what I wish had happened in this damn movie is I wish Tony Goldwyn's character had survived, but then he went to a Caribbean location, and then Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore and Whoopi followed him there. And then he had to do all this ghost stuff.
It's like part 2. It's like,
Ghost 2.
It's like Ghost in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean adventure, and he's just like knocking his Mai Tais over and
Just
stuff.
for the revenge.
Oh, again,
Ghost 2.
Pushing people in water and everything.
It'd be a good time.
Electric Ghost Alone.
Or like Weekend at Bernie's too. Remember that?
Yeah. No, I don't.
It's like that. It's a whole lot like what I just described. Revenge of the Nerds too. Also in paradise.
And also, if Patrick Swayze is a ghost and he could just he knows how to move objects at this point.
Right.
He didn't need Automate to do that thing because he just could have gone to the computer himself
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
just type some things. Account closed.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
He didn't need to put Automate in danger like he did. And
Well, they needed a person there to sign everything.
but like when you have access to the computer, it's fine. He can sign himself. He could be Rita Miller.
No, what I mean is the bank employee had to witness the signature, right? Are you just saying it'd be
don't know,
floating
but
there with those?
No,
Yeah.
but nobody knows this account even exists except him and
Freddie-
Carl.
Yeah.
He could have just gone.
He should have taken it out as Walmart gift cards.
But in only $50 increments.
Yeah.
So you need to like have $4 million.
What a weird ghost, huh?
Oh my god.
He's,
I'm
the,
just
he's the
saying.
weird ghost that has all the Walmart gift cards.
There are some things in this movie where it could have. They could have cut the middleman out and just done it yourself. And that scene where he needs to convince Molly again that ghosts are real, and he says, "Slip a penny under the door."
Yeah. It was
Bitch,
weird.
unlock the door yourself, Patrick.
Yeah, there you go.
You didn't need a fucking penny.
He's like,
to
look,
convince-
he had to be theatrical about it.
I know, like it's thematically and movie wise, it needs to happen to because
Yeah.
they have the penny scene in the beginning.
You gotta have that movie magic.
Yeah.
But they need to get and convince her because Carl's coming, and they don't have any time to waste. What if Whoopi didn't have a penny?
Should have been fucked.
No, as soon as Whoopi got
Do it with a
there,
booger or something.
and Whoopi needs to convince them to Molly to let her in.
Yeah.
Patrick could have just unlocked the door himself.
Yeah.
He can
Absolutely.
knock on the door. He
Yeah.
can touch her. He can go write stuff. He can type on the computer like he did to Carl.
Yeah, but he's very specific about the way he likes to do things.
They make it out to be too easy. And that is a flaw. But that's okay movie. It was still pretty good.
Did you know there was a musical, Andy?
Oh no!
I sent you the
you sent me the
trailer.
link,
Yeah. I don't know
Oh
if
god,
you
we watched it. It made me want to vomit.
When did it come out?
It's bad. I don't know.
Was this off Broadway? I assume.
I think it was on Broadway, maybe.
I don't know, but it was. You know how I feel about
Musicals. In
musicals.
General,
This was a musical,
Yeah.
like the kind I hate to death.
Ghost the Musical.
Yes, heard of it? Tell us more. Do you have more to tell us?
Mm-hmm. Blah, blah, blah. 2011. Manchester Opera House.
So, England.
Mm-hmm.
That's upsetting.
And then it did Broadway in 2012.
okay.
Yeah, it looks like a 2012 kind of thing.
Yeah.
The hair.
The musical numbers. Here Right Now.
These original songs. There's not jukebox music.
They do
musical?
Unchained Melody.
Oh, yeah.
They do Unchained Melody.
Of course.
So they have to have that the pottery scene.
Mm-hmm.
Ball of Wax. I don't think that's it.
Is there a song about a penny? It's called Like a
That'd be
Penny.
near the end. I'm out of here. Talking about a miracle.
Okay.
No. There's one called Focus. It's the Subway Ghost t-shirt on how to touch stuff.
I bet that's an upbeat number.
And the Oda May with an ensemble, I'm out of here. So I guess she gets scared.
A whole song about how you're out of here.
She's
Get
out of here. And then there's an Unchained Melody dance.
It just shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Critical
That's all.
reception.
Anyway, I
Thrill-free singing.
I was also upset how Sam trashed poor Odame's apartment at the end when Willie's looking for her,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and he needs to convince that Willie's that there's a ghost around. And he's throwing all Whoopi Goldberg stuff around and smashing
It's
stuff.
not right.
She doesn't
Very
have money
He
to
disrespectful.
throw
closed. He
around.
closed him. Willie was about to leave, and then Sam closes the door on him.
This movie pisses you off.
I
the
just don't like see
emotion.
unnecessary destruction for somebody that is not rich in the first place.
I like that she gets the real gift and she starts really seeing real ghosts and all
Hearing
of that
them.
stuff, or hearing them, I mean.
She has a ghost service now where relatives contact her for real.
Why does Molly get to hear him at the end? Right before he goes.
Maybe that's just what you get. You get a little once more before you go,
Oh.
before you're sucked off.
think it was a little gift from heaven.
Yeah, there you go. Sometimes they got those to give
It's
out.
like you've been through a lot. We'll give you a little a nice goodbye.
And you need to watch the show Ghost because it tackles a lot of these topics. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see a contemporary ghost because normally when you see ghosts on screen, they're always old timey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now he is old timey.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze's wearing like structure stuff.
The 90s, gross.
Silk shirts.
Like early 90s, like 90 when fashion was at its worst.
Like a long sleeve polo tucked into some
black jeans.
Blousy jeans.
Yeah.
Faded black jeans. It was so
Mm-hmm.
not the good part of the 90s. Let's just
Fashion
say.
wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of this era of fashion either. It's coming back like all the rest though.
What are we going to do?
Oh, the question I had for you guys. What do you think about their loft apartment? I felt it was a death trap.
I did like the stairs. The stairs were frightening to
definitely
me.
in the beginning.
Those floating stairs without railings.
Yeah.
That bothered me a lot.
That's how one of the ways you're like, he's going to get ghosted anywhere in here. Any corner of this room, he's going to get ghosted.
It's like Final Death. It's like death is all everywhere you look.
All around you.
Have you seen the new Final Destination trailer? Well, newish. It's good. It's good. Tattoo artist has like a chain come on a ceiling fan, you know, all the stuff you're accustomed to. Should watch it. Anything else about Ghost?
No.
No, in spite of all my nitpicks, I still love it. I still love this movie.
It's still worth a watch.
I do too.
Some crunchy 90s CGI though.
Yeah.
Next week we're doing Amy's pick, Insidious.
I want to revisit this movie because it pissed me off the first time. I hated it.
Insidious?
I'm revisiting this Insidious.
I remember liking it, but I don't like the universe it spawned.
Right.
I remember really liking it until the end. And
Is
I
that
was like,
when?
No, about halfway through.
Well, the third act, yeah, like the twist there.
Is that
We'll
when
get into
when
it.
Shay puts on the thing and
Yeah.
goes into the
Then it gets
beyond world
bad.
or something?
Yeah,
and I
jumped the
just want to
shark.
know if I'm still right.
Now, what came like this? The Conjuring first or the Insidious came first? Which ones? What was released first?
I will know that at a different time. That time will not be now.
Yeah, I can't remember which
But
one.
I
don't
like
know.
I said, I just don't like that. Whole
I think
universe.
The Conjuring came first, but I wouldn't quote me.
And we're still waiting to hear from Monica with her pick for the final film. So, Monica, if you hear this, let us know what you've chosen.
Oh, Insidious came first. Conjuring was 2012.
Okay, see, you shouldn't have quoted me. And if you did,
so this is
it's your
the blame
fault.
for that whole universe.
Yeah. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how we feel about it.
You want to talk about Les Algorithmes?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Who's been watching stuff? What you been watching?
I finally saw Life, the movie with Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal and what's her name from Dr. Sleep? I can't remember. But anyways, it's like an Alien kind of ripoff.
No, I don't think I've ever heard of this.
Yeah, it's like it came out maybe 15 years ago or something. And it's pretty good. It's creepy. It's they find they go to Mars and they find this little single cell organism and they bring it on the ship and the kids are watching and sending questions from classrooms all around the world, them on the International Space Station. And like, we brought this thing on, they name it Calvin, and then it starts growing into this creature.
Oh, and the kids get to watch this?
Well, in the beginning they were watching
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought they could see.
I wanted it to be the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's where you're going, where
that's funny.
they keep communicating with the kids. And
Dude,
saying,
I've wanted that so bad. When I was like, it would have been more interesting if they had been in constant communication.
get these kids get watching these spacemen get torn to shreds.
Yeah, basically just horrified in the classroom. Yeah, that's how we felt when the Challenger exploded. So it's only fair,
So you want to traumatize all the children,
right?
Was it scary?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I recommend it. Yeah, it's not great, but it's good enough if you like space horror stuff.
How are the effects?
They're good. Yeah, they're good.
Have
a
you
lot
heard
of
of this
CG.
movie, Amy?
Life?
Yeah.
No.
I've never heard of this. Considering like the big stars that were in
Yeah.
it, like I would thought.
Yeah.
It's pretty old.
I guess it was a flop then, right?
I think it just didn't kind of okay. But it's considered, the reason I watched it is because it was kind of brought back to the surface of everything because of one of those documentary series about like great unseen horror films or whatever, and this was one of them. And
Would you consider it a great unseen horror movie?
Good. I mean, like if you're a fan of Alien,
Right.
I'd say check it out because it's very similar to that.
Okay. Good to know.
If you like those anxiety moments with space horror, where you're like at any moment just something going wrong could kill you, you know, there's no turning back because it's so dangerous. It has some of that in it as well, you know, like For All Mankind type of stuff.
Right.
That's all from me. I mean, I also got into some other stuff, but it's not like super exciting horror stuff. It's just a show about food. So it's
What's it called?
It's called No Taste Like Home with Anthony Porowski from Queer Eye, and he takes a celebrity. It's like a combination of Who Do You Think You Are and like No Reservations. So he teaches them about where they came from with all this research, and he also teaches them about all the food that their ancestors ate, how it was prepared, and all that. It's pretty cool and educational. Nat Geo.
Any big celebrities in it?
Aquafina and Florence Pugh. And the most recent one I was watching was Justin Theroux. Is that a person?
Yeah, some actual names.
Yeah.
Is that a person?
Yeah.
I was like, Justin Trudeau. I was like,
Trudeau?
that was where my brain was starting to go. Yeah.
That'd have been funny.
Yeah. It's all poutine all the way down.
In your brain?
No, when he takes
Justin
Trudeau.
Teaches him about his poutine roots.
His poutine and whiskey roots.
Yeah.
What about you, Amy?
I don't know. Have I been watching anything?
You got to tell me.
Don't ask us. We don't know what you watch.
I sit here and I think, like, what am I going to talk about? We watched Things last night.
Oh, Things.
Things riff tracks.
Do you remember Things, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Miles
How bad?
turned us on to that.
Just how god awful
Yeah.
this extraordinarily micro-budgeted shit show of a movie that somehow Riff Tracks got their hands on. Thank God.
It's a good riff track.
It's a good Riff Tracks. What a weird... It's sort of like about aliens, right? Or is it just a monster?
Oh.
You're not sure.
I remember it was like two dudes in the woods in a cabin, like
Right.
a remote house, right?
Well, I mean, it just looked like a house in the suburbs to
Okay.
me, but they were two drunk guys who were just drinking a lot of beer, and there was like a book that the props are all like made on whatever was laying around.
It was made
and,
for $5 to $10.
and they cut to a newscast, and it's Ginger Lynn or Amber Lynn. Amber Lynn, the porn star from the 80s, like doing the news, but it looks like it's being filmed in some warehouse or something.
She's definitely looking off camera at a cue card,
Yeah.
which is great.
And it has nothing to do with what's happening in the rest of the movie. And the rest of the movie has nothing to do
Did
with
we ever do a
itself,
show
so.
on Things?
Yeah, we
We
covered
did.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was when Show Miles' podcast was still going, and he came on, and we had like that month, I think a different person every week come on and bring a movie,
Right.
and he brought Things, and we watched it raw.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that.
Well, that was the era when, famously bad movies were taken off. This is like around
Yeah.
the same time The Room got its notoriety.
Oh, yeah.
Best worst movie
Yeah.
came out around then too, I think.
And this was about the same time like Troll 2. Like, yeah, the revitalization of Troll 2.
I love that stuff.
Well, good for the makers of Things. They made a legendarily bad movie.
Yeah, they did.
Legendary. For real. I've paused my Agatha Christie so that I can read some Sherlock Holmes. So I just read A Study in Scarlet. Remains very good. Interesting when it gets to the Mormon twist, and you're like, why are we talking about the Mormons right now?
A Mormon twist?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds refreshing.
I know, right? There's no alcohol in it. That's for sure.
It's just lemon and limes.
Mm-hmm. A Mormon twist.
Just lemon, limes, and water.
Yeah.
That might be too sinful. I'm not sure. No sugar.
Can't mix fruits.
Can't mix fruits. That's hilarious. So anyway, that's what's up with me. What about you, Andy?
I started watching The Last of Us finally.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
I
either.
watched it because the trailer for season 2 just dropped. I was like, that seems like something I should watch. Seems fun. People seem to like it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder what people are talking about.
What are these kids talking about today?
I'm a little late to the party, but started watching The Last of Us. Maybe I'm gearing up for season 2. Who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty good. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's a zombie show.
Right.
And it's like, turns out the real monsters are humans. That type of thing.
Fucking way,
For
man.
real though.
But
Pedro Pascal is in it.
yeah, that's like, it starts off. The first episode is about the outbreak. And it starts off. It says 2003, and then you see the outbreak, and it's a time jump, 20 years to.
Don't they grow stuff out of their faces?
Yeah,
and stuff?
it's like a fungus.
Yes.
Yeah, as opposed to like
Ugh.
some virus type thing.
Yeah.
The creature design I love. It's really good. But I was saying like it jumps 20 years later, and they did very little to change Pedro Pascal.
Did they really?
Oh really? Yeah.
I mean, he like 2003. Like 20 years ago, like he looks like a middle-aged person already. You know what I mean? Like,
because he has all those lines around
no,
his eyes.
in this day and age, he like the actor now. He looks like a middle-aged person, and you expect us to, believe that he's so much younger.
They didn't de-age him.
No, not really.
Yeah.
All we see now in the present day is a little bit of gray hair.
Huh.
So
I love the idea.
For the
of Pedro
storytelling.
Pascal.
yeah,
That's
again,
right.
that's nitpicking, but I was like, maybe he just looks good for his age. I don't know.
They
But
could've-
I'm just thinking like he should look more aged because
right,
they're 20 years into this global
right.
apocalyptic event where his society is
definitely
broken
be
down. A lot
lined.
more haggard.
Yeah. Road hard hung up.
Yes,
wet.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's just a tiny nitpick. But like production values, wow, this looks like they spent a lot of money on the show.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, Maxa does have like a lot of money, and we're in the age of big TV now. But production values, I was really impressed
I've heard
for a TV show.
a lot of good things about Nick Offerman's performance in it.
I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm only 3 episodes in,
Yeah.
so it's just
Is it just one season so far?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's just starting off on their adventure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's intriguing.
I heard it's kind of heartbreaking.
I mean, what zombie?
Yeah. I mean, they
Yeah,
always
think
are a
about
little
it.
heartbreaking.
Yeah,
but-
especially like the first episode where we see the outbreak happening, and
Right.
Yeah. Do they turn into zombies because of is that
Yeah.
they do just become zombies?
Yeah.
They don't just become like mushroom people.
now they're like zombies where they attack people and eat them.
Oh, okay.
But I like that twist where it's not like something like a virus or anything. It's like something organic. Like
It would have been even more
like-
fresh if they just
Right.
changed who they were and they just didn't like the other people anymore and they went to war with them. They're just like, well, I'm a mushroom person now. Things have changed. Like instead they still ultimately
Yeah.
become a brainless kind of force.
it's like a cult. It's like they joined MAGA.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
And also, I thought I wasn't prepared for this because we just did come off a global pandemic.
Yeah.
But like at first, the first episode, I was like, "Wow, this is hard to take," because it's so realistic.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once you get it, like once you can kind of put that aside, it's fine.
Yeah.
You can take it. But good show aside, I like where it's going. But for some reason, I got pulled into this rabbit hole of like the fan discourse about the show.
Oh, really?
And man, don't do it.
They're hardcore. Well, they also have a huge fan base as a video.
Yeah,
game.
I've never played the video game, so I
Yeah, me
don't
neither.
have any connection to like the source
Right.
material.
Me either.
But man, these people are just awful. Like I shouldn't be so naive to think. I'm not naive enough to think that this doesn't happen, especially with casting. But they are just so vicious
Really.
to an extent that is even shocking to me. For the casting for the Ellie,
Yeah, where they kill yourself.
yeah, the little girl
Yeah.
character. and they are just vicious, man. And it is kind of gross.
Yeah. There's a lot of that out there. That's really
But not just gross because
A
of being
shame.
mean. It's almost like sexually gross.
ew.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
they're
that's
calling-
happening with Millie Bobby Brown right now
Yeah,
too.
because they're calling this character who's ostensibly a 14-year-old. I know that person playing the actress playing her is an adult, but the character's 14, and they're just saying, "Gosh, she's so ugly," blah blah blah,
Yeah, it's awful.
because they're so upset that she doesn't look like the source character,
Yeah,
and like it's a video game. Nobody's
People
gonna
got to
look
get
like
over that stuff, man. I don't know what to tell you.
And don't get me wrong, I don't feel like body shaming is wrong when they're bad people. Don't get, like, fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene and her ugly ass. Fuck Elon Trump and his ugly ass. Fuck
Busted.
Donald Trump and his ugly ass.
there's also something to be said for a child being
Yes,
shamed.
JD
but
Vance
this
and his
is
ugly
just
ass.
an actress in a show, and they are tearing her apart for no reason,
Right.
and it's really gross. And I blocked that on Reddit because
Yeah.
I went to one subreddit and it said, "Since you interacted with this, you might
I
this
mean, like
might
the
interest you."
cesspool of
Yeah, so-
angry men.
Yeah, and it's like I said, the show aside, that is just really gross. And if you are
Yeah.
one of these people talking about this poor actress and just the way she looks for being cast in a show, shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
man. You're an awful, awful person.
Not to mention that you're gonna, if it's on the internet, you're gonna have to live with it later.
Yeah,
You know, was it worth
You'd
it?
hope.
People will
and the actress
discover
is
what
really
kind of
good.
person you are.
I like the way that this character is drawn out because, yeah, she's a kind of a brat, but she's 14 years old. That's also lived in a world. She's all she's known is this
Mushroom people.
mushroom people world, and it's like this compound, this government compound that they're in, and they escape, and that's all she's ever known. So of course she's going to be kind of an immature kid.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out one of these days. We have so many shows. It's unreal.
There's so many shows.
But I've heard this one's so good. I've
Yeah,
heard it
it's
from
really- it's
everybody.
good so far, yeah.
It's so good.
I feel like because I'm not watching Severance or The White Lotus that I don't matter.
Severance is awful good.
At this point, I'm with you, Andy. We're not watching it because people won't shut the fuck up about it.
About Severance?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Is there a big discourse going on about it?
No, just
I'm not
like
part of it. I
everybody's
don't know.
everybody's watching it, and I'm just gonna be
Oh,
like you,
I'll
a contrarian,
Oh, okay.
and not watch it.
It's really
I'm not
good.
a contrarian.
I'm just messing with
Anyway.
you, even though
But
you are a little.
Severance is kind of like, is it like a comedy or like a really dark?
Dark comedy.
Okay.
Yeah. Dark comedy.
And honestly, Amy, you're not missing much for me for White Lotus.
Yeah.
I watched the first season. I didn't watch the second season, but if you've seen rich people being bad, then you've seen this White Lotus already.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To me, it's not groundbreaking because it just seems so. We're in that. It's what TV's doing right now. The rich white people with problems.
Yes.
Ever since what was the one on HBO that we
Big
watched?
Little Lies.
Big Little Lies. Thank you.
That was really good, though.
Yeah, it
was
was
good.
good. I think that started the trend though,
Yeah.
right?
Could be
I think Real
Or
Housewives
reignited
did
it.
actually.
The Real Housewives.
But then they started like making shows about, all these rich people.
Yeah.
Right.
It's cycle. I think
Yeah.
it cycles like everything else.
I mean, every week when it comes to me, and I'm like, I don't know what I've been watching, and I haven't really watched anything. Really, what I'm saying is, I've only watched The Real Housewives.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about that? Just finished up the Potomac reunion.
But that's
Woo!
uh,
So
In-
much drama.
it's in the zeitgeist.
It is
So
in
you-
the zeitgeist.
True. It bleeds out.
Bleeds out into the world.
The
You don't even
sack
know.
that contains the Real Housewives universe
Has
has
been-
holes in it.
Ruptured.
Yeah.
and they're affecting other places.
Oozing out.
They're
Oozing out.
disease.
Plopping onto the ground.
It's the most magnetic show on television. It'll draw you right in.
Freddie loves it.
I don't even actively watch it, but I'm passively. It can't be ignored. It's
We're
too,
gonna watch.
too good.
We're gonna watch The Traitors.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out
Oh,
there.
there's a lot
to be
of
held
Real
accountable.
Housewives on that,
Yes.
apparently.
And apparently, it's really a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
Okay.
I'm into it.
Now that I've spoken it, it shall be.
MasterChef is usually our fun TV.
Right. Now we'll put on the Traitors instead.
Swap it out for a season.
And Traitors, it seems horror-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
'Cause-
murder mystery.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember we watched that one Who Done It or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
Who
called.
Done It?
Yeah, that was really fun.
That was a great reality show.
Good time.
All right. At the end of every show, we always say hi to our Beelzebubs. So I'm going to do that now. Patreon.com/NOTLP, which just put out a new Topicana.
And also, we're on Blue Sky now, so
Oh yeah, thanks.
so follow us on
Are
there.
we NOTLP?
Yes.
All right. Cool. I love that for us.
Yeah.
Yay. We just put out a new Topicana where we talk about the topics. And then Origins, we'll get back on track with that here this week. What was I going to say? I think that's all I was going to say about Patreon. There's merch there, extra content, meetups, our Discord, all that fun
We
stuff.
watched Nightwish together on Thursday.
We did. I mean, I slept through most of
You
it.
still fell asleep. Yeah.
I know. I can't stay awake.
Yeah.
I
It's
doubled
unreal.
my vitamin D.
It's
waiting for you to
daylight
giggle.
savings now. So.
Daylight savings time fucked me all up. All right, Beelzebubs. Patreon.com/NOTLP. Matt, Branan and Emily, Jeffel, Iona Goodwin,
I own a great one.
Dr. Brian, Old Dirty Bill Sturd, Bill Fahrner, Blayne Yogurt, Jordash Jeans, Monica, Jeremy, Cassie, Gamora, Ernest, Dave, and Paul. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being you. Thank you for just, dealing with it all the way that you do. Bye.
Bye.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead. And Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they enjoy the movie with their friends. David Kessler walks the streets of London on four legs, while high above him Ellen Ripley finds some funny eggs. And Freddy laughs at Nancy in her nightmares as she begs to have just one more